I've been a pro-life activist since I was a fetus, really. My mother was directing a pregnancy resource center, and she was directing that center while pregnant with me. I knew from the time I was 18 years old when I saw aborted, mutilated baby parts in photos of what abortion is and does to the unborn child. I've made it my calling and job to prick the collective conscience of the culture and awaken the church to action. My name's Seth Gruber. I'm a pro-life speaker, activist, CEO and founder of the White Rose Resistance.
We're going to be speaking on pro-choice equals bigotry here today, doing some tabling event, talking to students. However, today UC Berkeley is not so friendly to free speech. Because I'm not making an argument on how developed you are and conflating that with human value. I'm saying you have human value because you're a human being. Right. If human life begins at conception, why should that human being have less rights than you guys who were born?
In 1942, with dreams of becoming a school teacher, a 21-year-old Sophie Scholl came across something called Leaflets of the White Rose. These leaflets focused on pricking the collective conscience of the broader culture and awakening the church to action. And so they began staying up all night writing, printing, and distributing anti-Nazi leaflets all around Germany. And on February 18th, 1943, Hans and Sophie, brother and sister, walked onto the campus at the University of Munich. And then in this iconic scene, Sophie walks to the third floor balcony and she shoves an entire stack of leaflets down to the atrium below. And the Nazis wanted to make an example of the White Rose Resistance. On February 22nd, 1943, they were taken to the guillotine. Her final recorded words to her cellmate was, "How can we expect righteousness to prevail when there's hardly anyone willing to give themselves up individually to a righteous cause?" And she said, "Such a fine sunny day, and I have to go now. But what does my death matter if through us, thousands of people are awakened and stirred to action?" Her final words before the blade fell were, "The sun still shines."
You may not be a student of history. You may not even know the degree to which the culture war is descending on the church, but my guess is that most of you sense that you're just a straightforward, simple thinking person who sees evil before you and says, "Enough! I'm gonna stand in the middle of the road with the culture of death with a big sign that says, 'Stop! You will go no further.'" A young woman with the spirit of Jonathan, a young woman with the lion of the tribe of Judah roaring inside of her, a young woman who understood that the culture war was just a proxy war for the spiritual war, that these were attacks against the sovereignty of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, who entered human history in a uterus to identify with you at your most vulnerable stage. This is our moment. This is your moment to rebuild Christian resistance before it's too late. It's not about us, it's about the children, it's about the next generation, it's about our posterity to raise up a generation of Gideons who will walk out of that cave and start tearing down the high places of child sacrifice so you can look your king in the eye one day and say, "Father, I did everything I could."
Sophie's courage and commitment and sacrifice has inspired me to fulfill her vision, to build the army of resistance that Hans and Sophie dreamed of, but never saw realized, to end our holocaust of abortion. Millions have looked to the story and sacrifice of the White Rose Resistance to find the courage and calm to face their own injustices. And your sacrifice will water those seeds of resistance so that one day, thousands will be awakened and stirred to action. The White Rose will blossom again, and we can say, "The sun still shines."